Got new tires for the front. Got new Hoosiers mounted, and don't know if you can tell, but put the lowering springs back in the rear. So now there's like little gap here. Looks better. But I'm gonna go through a basic tutorial of what I got on my Fox body. Where's the little, oh, there it is. Set you guys down for a second. Okay. So I've got still running the stock van air meter, and I have that wired into what would be the wires for the EGR. I have the van wires hooked to that, because that's what the Stinger Performance website said to do. I have the map sensor unplugged. There was a vacuum to it unplugged and blocked off with a bolt and a zip tie. That would go up to the, yeah. And then this is for my boost gauge. Had that tied into the vacuum thing there. For my hoses to hold the boost, I have these semi-truck hose clamps, because semi-trucks run turbos too, but they run a lot more boost, have to handle it. I have a Volvo intercooler that runs all the way up into right up to here. Let's see if I can get it. Here's part of the intercooler, and it runs clear up into there. It's a big intercooler. And then completely gutted, so this is a big chamber in here. It's completely gutted in here. So this is all one big chamber, and then it goes into the turbo, spins the turbo. The upper intake is gutted, and the lower intake has been knife edged, and we unplugged the knock sensor because it was screwing up the timing. Running a fuel pressure regulator, and what else? Oh, we have a Ford Ranger cam, because it makes more torque than the Mustang ones, or the Thunderbird ones. And then we're running forged piston, but otherwise stock internals. I think it's been ported a little bit on the head. Not sure. That's all I can think of on the engine part, besides got this old mechanical boost controller. You tighten it for more boost, loosen it for less boost. As you can see, it is fully tightened against this plate. That is 30 pounds max boost. Stock wastegate spring pressure is like 8 or 10 psi. Was running that for a little while. Got kind of boring. Wanted more boost. I'm running the T5 World Class transmission to a 373 8.8 rear end. This is originally a 4-cylinder car, but it has completely upgraded to the 5-liter brake, calipers, and rotors. I'm running the 5.0 BBK lowering spring kit all the way around, And in the front I have the Lakewood 9010 drag shocks. I have the front sway bar taken off for launching and drag. In the rear we were running stock 4-cylinder springs, but the other day we took those out and put the BBK lowering springs back in there. Now in the rear we have the complete Lakewood lower and upper control arm kit with 5.0 rear strut, and that's all I can think of. Well, we're running a custom made subframe connectors. It's square stock metal welded to each side of the subframe, along with seat brackets, because when these rust they tend to bow, so we put these brackets under here to help it keep from bowing. And we're supposed to put a bar in between each subframe connector to help. We have not put that in yet. Running 2.5-inch downpipe, and that's it. In the interior, it is completely stripped besides the rear seat. There's no speakers, no interior, but the seats, there's no center console. Underneath the dash, as you can tell here, that I have no controls for air conditioning or heat. Underneath the dash, there's no heat, air conditioning or heat things up here or back here. I completely gutted it back here, so it's basically empty. And we have none of the side panels, the plastic side panels or anything. So you can see the computer there and what I've rewired on the computer to run the turbo. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's a stripped car. I'm running this boost gauge that broke recently and needs to be changed. A tack with a shift light on it. The speedometer does not work because I don't have a speedo cable. I'm running a Hurst shifter. What else can I think of? This is originally an automatic car, so I had to make some cutting room for the T5 to fit in there, so as you can see. And I got the fan wired directly to the switch instead of running off the temperature. And then I have these gauges wired to this switch. This is where the boost gauge was. I could not see it when I was racing, so I could tell how much boost we were making. So I moved it up here. This is a license plate cover that I folded and made work to fit here. I think this has a bigger clutch. It's not a more pressure clutch, like it doesn't push harder than the stock 4-cylinder clutch, but it's bigger around. Yeah, see, I have none of the speakers in here. The doors are, there's nothing on here. Trunk's empty. It's a gutted drag racing setup car, and I want to street drive it the way it is. I love this car, and it pulls hard. It builds a lot of boost, and like, I can't explain how it feels, and the video can't explain how it is. It's completely different experience when you're driving it than when you're watching it. That's all I gotta say. Our plans for this car is to get the Pimp ECU, a bigger turbo, whole set turbo, bigger fuel injectors, bigger throttle body. It'll be the 5.0 throttle body. And after that, I've been wanting a billet head. I've been looking into that, and there was something else I was looking into for it. Don't quite remember what it was. But I love this car. I learned how to drive a stick in this car. I learned a lot of things in this car. This is my baby. I'm going to keep it for a very long time. I'm also going to run a 2.3 for a very long time because I like to be different. I like I like how much attention it gets because it's different. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, I can't really make this car lighter. Well, I can. I could get all fiberglass doors, fiberglass hood, fiberglass trunk lid. You know, I could get all that crap. But then it's pretty much not a street car. And I'm trying to keep it as, like, street car, but also drag car. And I want to get into drifting with it. That's my next thing when I turn 16, get into drifting. Start doing drift events. And I want you guys to stay tuned for that and stay with me for that. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me till now. Haven't been making videos because, you know, I'm at the point where editing isn't as fun as it used to be. I don't like editing. It takes forever. It's just a boring process. It's a long process for me because I'm using YouTube video editor for all my editing, and trying to put 30 clips into one video. It takes so long on YouTube video editor, and there's not much I can do on YouTube video editor as I could if I had some other, like, you know, good video editor that some of the other YouTubers use. I don't quite have the camera equipment that I want to have. I don't know. I'll make it where I want to eventually.